we're going to do a quick review of the slope formula because we're going to need it for the next thing. Okay, now you also have notes on this on page 64, so feel free to reference those as well. Okay, but the slope formula, this is the slope formula. And it's used to find the slope of a line that passes between 2 points. And the 2 points are x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, this will give you the slope of the line. Now look, I could graph the 2 points on the graph and count the rise over run. It's the same, right? Like this ends up being the rise and this ends up being the run. Okay, so here's an example. And the problem will say something like this. Find the slope of the line that passes through 2, -7 and -1, 5. Okay, so here's what I do. Label first. Do not skip this step. It doesn't make sense because it just takes a second. Look, I'm going to label x1, y1, x2, y2. x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay? Label because it's a really easy way to prevent mistakes. Now I'm going to plug in. So y2 minus y1, -7. So notice this minus came from the formula, and this was -7. There's now 2 negatives. I know that that becomes a plus. Okay, now on the bottom, x2 minus x1, x2 minus x1. Okay, so I plugged in. Now I'm going to do the math. This becomes 5 plus 7, that's 12. -1 minus 2, that's 1 negative. 2 more negatives, that's a total of 3 negatives. Okay, and then finally, I need to reduce. In this case, I realize that both the top and the bottom can be divided by 3. Okay, I also see that it's a positive divided by a negative. So I know it's going to be a negative because it's a positive divided by a negative. And when I divide by 3, I get 4 over 1. And that we just write as 4. Okay, that's my slope. Here's another example. Okay, and I'm just going to give the points here. But again, just imagine it says, find the slope of the line that passes through 3, 0, and -5, -4. Okay, so again, I'm going to label first. x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay. -4 minus 0 is -4. -5 minus 3 is -8. Okay, 5 negatives, 3 more negatives. Okay, so I notice 2 things. First, negative divided by negative is positive. So this is going to be positive. Second, I notice that both of these are divisible by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And notice there's no negative signs because a negative divided by negative is a positive. And so my slope is +1/2. Okay, you're going to go ahead and do the practice problems right down here below.